and it's over. So it's over to you, Ernesto.
Well, thank you, Richard. Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. My name is Ernesto Vargas, and I am very happy to welcome you all to the second and final day of the Teacher Research Online Conference 2021. This is the final event of the International Festival of Teacher Research in ELT, organized by the IATEFL Research SIG, a special interest group with support of the ES Humvee Trust Decentrium ELT initiative. Yesterday, we had the first day of the event with great presentations throughout the sessions. And I hope you all had the opportunity to take part in many of them. It was really a wonderful day, full of really emotive, empowering presentations. If you didn't, you still have the chance to see them. If you want to visit our Facebook group or even in our website, we will upload the recordings for all of these sessions. Anyway, today we're happy to have you here, and in what will be the first session of the day, which will feature teachers from India mentored by Roger Rani. And well, as you know, the structure of the day will be, the session will be divided into 3 parts. In the first part, we will have poster presentations that will be for about 20 to 30 minutes. Then we will have the opportunity to interact with the presenters in breakout rooms for about 40 minutes. And finally, we will have a wrap-up session all together for about 15 minutes. So if that is okay, Roger, it's over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ernesto Vargas, sir. Actually, we are really glad to be a part of this international conference, which is being conducted on the virtual mode for 2021. And I, along with my teachers, we are all the friends over here. So we are really, really, really thankful to all the organizers here and Mr. Richards and Ashley. So thank you, sir. And all my teacher researchers are also here. And I also wish a very warm good morning to all the dignitaries and people who have joined this conference for encouraging us. We really invite your encouragement, sir, and thank you all. And wish you all the best from our presenters. So with this, shall we start, sir? May I invite my teacher researchers, Mr. Ernesto?
Please, go ahead.
Yeah, so actually, may I share my screen then?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So good morning once again for all the people over here, the organizers, the dignitaries, the presenters, the mentors, and the people who have come into this room to encourage us. We are really glad for this opportunity. And now I, Rojarani Madhireddy, the mentoring 5 teacher researchers as a part of British Council sponsored Hanbi Exploratory Action Research for the past 1 year. Being taken up and conducted by ELTA Telangana, that means English Language Teachers Association Telangana from India, take the great pleasure for this participation, to give us this opportunity for the participation and encourage all my teacher researchers to do well. Wish you all the best with this. Now I take the privilege to invite the first teacher researcher, Mr. Sachin Harana Beti, working as school assistant English, teaching 6th to 10th classes at ZPSS K Samudram in Maibad district of Telangana district in India. He has been doing his action research in the area of fluency of reading. Sir, I would be glad if you could join us with your presentation. Mr. Sachin Harana Beti.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for introducing me. Very good morning to Richard sir and Ernest sir, and my mentor and colleague co-researchers. My research question is, how can I overcome the problem of struggling readers? Yeah, okay, just make it. Yeah. Yes, sir. We all know that reading is a process of decoding information, which includes comprehension of the given text along with fluency in reading. Most of my students in class 6 are very poor in vocabulary and lack of fluency. The main aim of this study is to make especially the low proficiency learners, or we may call them as struggling readers, feel comfortable in reading fluency besides inferring meaning. The main objective is to find out the difficulties in reading skills and identify various methods and strategies, and to adapt the different strategies or techniques to overcome this issue. And my exploratory questions are: what are the various reasons of my students' inability to read the text fluently, accurately, and comprehensively? And what are the perceptions of students and colleagues and teachers in enhancing their reading ability? And how can I develop the reading skills among the students? And for this, I have selected the tools of observation. By observing the students, I have adapted some of the strategies, and I have provided the questionnaires to the students in the form of Google Forms, and also my colleagues and teachers and other teachers. And I conducted an informal interview with my students so that I can share with them and interact with them and find out the difficulties in reading, and a critical review also with my colleagues. So these are the areas which helped me a lot to plan my strategies. And with this data collection, I observed that influence of mother tongue and lack of English language atmosphere and routine conventional methods of teaching have created a phobic towards the English language that seems to hinder my students' reading ability. So I have adapted different strategies to overcome this issue. The most important, that is which helped me a lot by using authentic material like newspapers, magazines, and some of the wrappers and posters, invitation cards. These helped me a lot, and some of the activities related to information gap activities and reading cards and puzzles and language games, and mostly peer learning collaboratively, dividing them into groups, and one child will read and others will respond on that, and in sharing in that, and peer learning helped me a lot. And also here graphic organizers also included in my activities. By conducting this project, which helped me a lot, and my students, most of the students, nearly 50% out of 20 students, 10 students can read now very fluently, and they improved their vocabulary, and they can spell words correctly and meaningfully and joyfully. So this is the project I can, and a chance. This research made me very confident teacher, and also to analyze my teaching strategies and techniques, and to overcome the difficulties. And I am continuing this research in further also, so that I can analyze my teaching strategies and adapt to the new techniques. So for giving this opportunity, I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Sachin, sir. You did it very well. And now I take the privilege to invite Mrs. Sandhya Rani Lakaraju, School Assistant English, working at ZPSS Katrapalli. And her area, she has got a good experience of teaching high school students for the last 31 years. And her area of research problem is communication skills. So developing oral communication skills among the children. Sandhya ma'am, I would be glad if you could present your research work with us.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for introducing me. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay. Good morning, delegates, organizers, presenters, and mentors, and interfraternity. I'm glad to be part of this program. This is Harana and my research question is, how can I develop oral communication skills in English among my students? As I observed most of my students are from Telugu medium background. As I observed most of my students have poor communicative skills because of lack of language atmosphere, fear of mistakes, shyness, and mother tongue influence. I selected this topic and I wanted to make them enable confidence among them to speak English while conversing. And with this objective, I selected this topic. And my exploratory questions for this are, what makes my students to lack fluency in English? How can I make my students speak fluently in English? What strategies can I adopt to make them communicate freely in English? So for this, I collected data from observation of students in the class and out of the classroom, informal interviews with students, survey method, and critical review, self-observation. And for critical review, I invited my colleagues to my classroom for observation. For this, I selected 20 students from 8th class and 9th class for my research. For this, I used to conducted pre-test in the form of self-introduction and storytelling, conversation between two students and pair work like that. And I observed their poor communicative skills. And I used tools for study, questionnaires, Google Forms, rating scales, pre-test, and post-test. Using Google Forms, I collected opinions and suggestions from my colleagues and teachers. And I gave questionnaires, I distributed questionnaires and collected data. For this, I adopted strategies like fluency circles, jigsaw technique, think, pair, and share, total physical response, pair work, role plays, group work, discussions, conversations. I created a WhatsApp group with my students, and I would be in touch with them by sending model videos and audios, role plays, and pair work like that to make them practice. And I always motivated them, practice, 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 practice makes them perfect. Like this. And audios and videos, reflective diaries. At the end of for 6 months, after 6 months, I found out that most of the students, 50% of the students have good response. They gave good response for me. They can speak fluently and perfectly. And 25% of students average, they did average, and other 25 students are facing some difficulty, and they are also practicing to overcome the problem. And thank you for providing me this opportunity. This research action research gave me confidence and helped me in enhance my interpersonal skills. I want to continue my action research further. Thank you for providing me this opportunity, and thanks for my mentor Roja Rani to place me in international platform. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, Sandhya ma'am, and thanks a lot. And you are here because of your work, and it's really laudatory. Now, I take the privilege to invite Mrs. Anuradha Kodepaka, PGT, at TSMS Bandarupalli, working for the last 7 years, teaching senior secondary students. So her area of the action research problem is writing, that is developing the discourse writing among the senior secondary school students. So teacher, Mrs. Anuradha ma'am, I wonder if you could join with your presentation, please.
Very good morning to respected Richard Smith sir and code's moderator and international delegates and all my mentors and co-researchers. Welcome to the IFTL session of and first of all, I would like to We're very privileged to be a part of this British Council on Bee Exploratory Action Research. So we got a wonderful opportunity through this platform to expose our knowledge. My coming for the research question, how can I motivate and guide my students in writing discourses on their own? So coming for this background problem, our students' exposure to English is limited. So my students' discourse writing ability is not satisfactory. So it is very difficult to make them write discourses in a proper format. And we all know that in a classroom transaction process, after the post reading session is completed, we need to engage our learners to construct a discourse on their own. So we all know that for a construction of discourse, 3 areas are very, very important. That is theme, content, and format. So when I have gone through the discourse writings of my students of class 9 and 10, I found that this is lagging. Theme is not proper, content and format. So I took this as a problem area in my research. So I took this problem. This is the main reason. And coming for my exploratory questions, why are the students poor in writing discourses in proper formats? What are the elements of writing? And how can I develop good writing skills among my students? What strategies can I adopt to make them write different discourses? And coming for this sample, I have taken class 9 and students, around 30 students I have taken. And coming for methods of data collection. The major area is observation. First, I observe my children where they are lagging. And then I've conducted some informal interviews. I had a talk with the children. In the form of written evidences, I've collected their areas where they are lagging. And I have conducted survey method. And one area I have taken is I invited one of my colleagues into my classroom and took their critical review. And myself also observed, that is self-observation. So coming for the tools, what tools I have followed to make my action research engaged? I used questionnaires. So, and the next area is Google Forms. We have circulated various Google Forms in our ELTA group and engaged all our language teachers and took their valuable suggestions through Google Forms, which was very, very helpful for all our teacher researchers. And coming for the rating scales were also very helpful. And the area where I found out the mistakes of children is conducting pre-test where the format is not proper. So that made me get an idea how to plan my strategies. And coming for the strategies adopted, we have used collaborative methods. We engage the children more in these methods. And we have also gone through the discussion more by posing some questions in the classroom during the discourse construction. And the major area helpful for me and where my children are very happy is that graphic organizers help me a lot. And next thing is concept map also helped me, and continuous brainstorming during the construction of discourse was helpful. And coming for the description of discourses, I used picture interaction. Various pictures were collected into the classroom and made the children to interact more by seeing the pictures. And coming for information transfer techniques and teacher model discourses were the main area where I used to carry charts and display the different formats. You could see in my poster, and also different minor discourse layouts were introduced to children on the class board. And next is construction of subtext. And the major area is collaborative writing helped me a lot to improvise my children discourse writing. And peer editing. After the collaborative writing is done, I used to engage the children in groups and used to share their writing work, and their children used to edit their writing discourses. And coming for evidences, when the classroom interaction project work is going on, I collected evidences in the form of audios, videos, and I even maintained a reflective diary to note down some important observations and carry in my further process. And next thing is the written discourses are major evidences where I used to engage the children and collect the written discourses. And coming for the findings, graphic organizers are very, very helpful. And you could also see in our Padlet some classroom picture interaction pics and discussions were helped a lot. So I finally conclude that this 1 year process of action research taken by under the mentorship of our mentors and super mentors, we were able to improvise ourselves. And as a teacher, not only the knowledge growth is efficient for us, even motivationally we have become more proficient. So once again, through this platform, I would like to thank Richard Mitz sir, my course moderators, super mentors, and my co-researchers for giving this wonderful opportunity to improve ourselves and to build up our confidence levels. Thank you once again, madam, and all the delegates.
Congratulations, Anuradha ma'am. You made it. It's really appreciable and laudatory. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. And now I take the
Thank you,
privilege
ma'am.
to invite.
Thank you, sir. And
yeah, it's my pleasure, ma'am. And I take the privilege to invite Mrs. Anita Boini, School Assistant English working at ZPSS Gadapalli. She has got the experience of nearly 24 years in teaching the high school children. And her area of action research is pre-reading activities, the importance of pre-reading activities in developing reading comprehension. Anita ma'am, I would be glad if you could join us with your presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, delegates of IATEFL, mentors, and all the co-researchers of Honbai Action Research Project. I am very glad to be a part and parcel of this program. My research question is, how can I help my students, a slow learner, comprehend a given text through pre-reading activities? I have been teaching English in a Zilla Parishad secondary school located in a rural area where most of the students understand the text when explained in a bilingual way. They are unable to comprehend a given text. That is the reason I chose comprehend a text as my research question. Comprehending is understanding the meaning of a given material both at the surface level and deeper level, which inspires the reader to read.
Sorry, it seems to be that you muted yourself. Could you unmute, please? Thank you. Yes, that's okay.
So, ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, ma'am. Please continue.
Continue. From the starting itself?
No.
After reading a text, my students, that is slow learners, were unable to think critically, reflect what they have read, and interpret the text in their own words. The factors or the barriers of this problem were low socio-economic status, lack of language atmosphere, language phobia, mother tongue impact, physical deformities of the children, and lack of speaking skills. I posed these questions to my fellow teachers in the form of questionnaire, and they also expressed the same problem. My exploratory questions were, how can I extend support to slow learners in comprehending the text? How can I elicit key points from them? How activities can be adopted to create interest and ease comprehension? How can I generate a subtext? The strategies that can be developed to comprehend a text easily by slow learners are preparatory reading, introductory talk, teaching through familiar objects, picture interaction, songs, action songs, flashcards, etc. So most of the children have become slow learners due to pandemic and facing difficulty in comprehending a text. I selected grade 6th and 7th class students, identified 20 of them, and used the following strategy to enhance their comprehension skill. The first and foremost thing I did in my class was introduced a subtext related to a main text, that is lesson, and thus created interest among the students. And I was successful by making the children understand the main text and could remove the language phobia. Example, there is a lesson in the class 6, plant a tree. For that, in that lesson, so the subtext was making them sing the song of planting a tree and I am a tree song. So this was a subtext that I used to teach that lesson. In the same way, I introduced songs related to the grammar items, and I was successful in creating interest and learning grammar elements unknowingly. That is, freeze game I used for teaching verbs. 4 cups game, by using 4 cups game, I taught them nouns and adjectives, that is the colors and numbers. And in the same manner, the third thing that I used is I used small stories of five to 10 lines to introduce small vocabulary. Example, in the short story "Who is Happy," that is a story of crow and a swan. So it tells the difference between beautiful and ugly. These sort of small vocabulary words were introduced. Then in class 7, there is a lesson by named Puru the Brave. So there is a movie in India which is related to the same character, Magadira movie hero who kills 100 soldiers at a time. So I related the King Puru to this hero and explained them how he killed 100 soldiers at a time. So there is a lesson by name Selfish Giant in which the different geometrical shapes were used to name the characters of the children. So I made my children draw the characters with those shapes, and thus the children could understand the lesson very easily. So using all the above strategies, I found that 4 students could comprehend the text completely, and 10 students could comprehend the text of 6th and 7th class up to 75%, and 6 students could comprehend 50% of the text. So these pre-reading activities acted like a catalyst to make the children understand the lesson and comprehend it, and created a student engaged ambience in the classroom. This active research helps experimenting and making use new permutations and combinations in order to make my students comprehend the text in an easy way. Thank you very much, sir, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Anita ma'am. Congratulations once again. You did really, it's laudatory, and it's very nice to know about the different techniques, the simple techniques which you are using. Thank you once again, and wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Now, I take this privilege to invite Mr. Narendra Odela, School Assistant English working at ZPSS Chilpur of Upalpalli district in Telangana. His area of action research has been the reading comprehension. So, Mr. Narendra sir, I welcome you to come up with your presentation of your action research and your journey.
Thank you, Roja ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am.
Namaskaram to everyone. A special and good morning to today's.
Good morning. Can you speak a little bit louder, please?
Sir. Okay, sir. Today's program chairperson and organizers, mentors, super mentors, and co-participants. Namaskaram to everyone. So I am glad to be here among you to share about my action research. As a teacher of English, I have come across many problems in my field in teaching English as a second language to rural background students. So in these problems, I selected one of the major aspect in my view, that is reading area. So reading is the important, and it has an influence on other reading skills. So I took this area as a research area. So here I took my research problem is intervention strategies to develop reading skills among comprehension in English among my students. So here every student has a dream, a colorful dream to learn English. So here in my classroom, the students are facing problem of understanding the text. So here I conducted a pre-test about, I prepared exploratory questions. Those are, why are my students unable to read and comprehend the text? Next one is, how can I make my students read and comprehend given text? What are the strategies can I adopt to make the students comprehend the text? So with these are the exploratory questions. Go through these. I selected tools for using the to study the problem. So here I used questionnaires, different questionnaires to the student, questionnaires to the peer, questionnaires to my colleagues, other teachers, and I prepared some Google forms also, and I used some rating scales, and I conducted a pre-test, and after that post-test also. Here I used the methods of data collection to the observation and informal interviews, survey method, critical reviews by my colleagues and self-observation. I can also observe myself whether I am teaching properly or not. Myself, I am observing. So next, with these, I conclude that my students have who in understanding this test. So next, I selected the strategies to adapt to them. So those are collaborative reading, one of the method. In this discussion and question and answer method, and interactive model of reading, top-down and bottom-up approaches, information transfer techniques, pre-reading and post-reading activities, and group work and pair work, and paragraphizing and summarizing. These are the strategies I used to develop understanding comprehension level among my students. So here, 2 to 3 months period of time, I do work. I did work this on this, and I come across. My findings are collaborative reading and information transformative techniques are used so much. They are useful to develop comprehension among my students. And I collected some of evidences related to their performance in audio forms, video forms, and these are recordings I collected, and I took their diaries also. So with this, my observation in this area, more than 50% of students now they are able to read as well as comprehend because of some of strategies where I used these strategies. Go through that, they are aware and very well performance in their classes. Thank you, Anand sir, for giving this opportunity on international platform. Thank you, Anand sir. Thank you, Roja ma'am.
Thank you, Narendra sir. It's really nice to go through your different approaches, and congratulations and all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you, ma'am.
So with this, all my teacher research have presented, sir. I think the first phase of presentations have come to the end. And Mr. Ernest, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Roja. And thank you very much to all of the presenters for sharing your research projects. Now we're going to have the opportunity to interact freely with each one of them. In a minute, I'm going to open up 5 different breakout rooms for you to do so. I would like to share some general guidelines that you can consider to interact in a more productive way. So ask questions or make questions, interact in an active way with the presenter. So in order to maximize this interaction, you can turn on your cameras to make a friendly atmosphere. If needed, follow the links in the program to view the presenter's poster rather than asking them to share it. Please keep your microphones muted when not speaking, and find rooms to where there are fewer people moving freely from one room to the other. And please don't press the leave the meeting button, but if you do it, you can always come back to the session. So now I'm going to open up the rooms. They are labeled with the speaker's name, and we're going to have 40 minutes to interact freely. Thank you very much. And I would like to ask Roja to conduct this third part of the session, to ask each one of the presenters to share the feedback they receive and the reflections they have on the feedback they receive. So Roja, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Ernesto. Thank you for the opportunity. Shall I continue?
For the next 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for this privilege. I take this opportunity now. So firstly, I would like to congratulate all the presenters and thank all the delegates who have come here to encourage this team. And now, first, I would be glad to invite Sachin sir. Mr. Sachin, it's laudatory to go through a presentation. Now, I would like to know, through this action research phase for the past 1 year, what kind of experience you have gained, in what way this action research has benefited you. So please be very brief, but be specific that what kind of benefits you have drawn from this action research, and also the interaction which you had for the past 40 minutes. And what did you learn from that interaction? How, in what way it is useful to you?
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So actually, this is my first action research, and it's helped me a lot. And in a nutshell, I can say that it changed me a lot. So by working with the children, just now madam said, no, in our class we have 50 students, but only 30 students are able to read correctly and accurately and fluently. And I have identified those 20 students, those who are struggling in reading a text. And in those 20 students, nearly 5 to 6 children are unable to identify single words or any small phrases and sentences. So it's a very big challenge for me, and it's so I have identified and adapted different strategies. So the main strategy which worked me a lot is that pair learning collaboratively. So by mixing those students, making them into different groups and ask them to read. My focus is on first I try to focus on the reading fluently and accurately. Then later on, I focused on comprehending the text and understanding the text. So it's working with the children. I gained out of 20 children, nearly 10 students improved a lot. They are reading without any struggling or any hindrances. They are reading freely now, and I am happy with that. And this action research, not only it's made me a confident teacher, and also to analyze myself, my teaching strategies have been adopting some of the strategies and teaching with those children, 50 students in our regular classes. But at the same time, we have to focus on our language skills. So these issues, to challenge, to address these issues, I am adopting different strategies, and also spending more time to that remedial teaching, and also working with the children. So it's a very good experience for me, and I want to continue this action research. Not only now, I don't want to stop here. I want to continue with other children also in different strategies and different areas. So really, it's a very good, and I very much satisfied me as a teacher.
Thank you, Mr. Satyanarayana, to know that you would like to continue. Yes, that should be the spirit of a teacher. Thanks.
I also interacted in our session, 2 teachers. So they are asked about how many students are there and what are the backgrounds. So I am very much satisfied with this presentation.
Thank you. Thank you for your reflections. Yes, generally we learn many things from others through the interaction. Yes, that's in the case of the students and also in the case of the teachers. Thanks a lot for sharing your valuable experiences. Thank you, and wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Now, Sandhya Rani ma'am, would you come up to share with sharing your experience of doing action research, and make us know actually in what way it has benefited you as a teacher? And we would be glad if you could also add about the interactions that has taken place in your room.
Thank you, ma'am. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I feel very happy to be part of this action research program, and thanks to Hanbai project, thanks to Richard sir and Important, first of all, to make me part of this program. And coming to the action research, my class strength is 35 actually, but 20 students, I can improve communicative skills. For 20 students, they are able to communicate in English freely now, but another 15 students, 5 students are in average position, and 10 students are still trying to overcome the problem. And I invited my colleagues to observe my class for critical review. They observed my teaching and students' response, and they gave me, they did positive, what is constructive criticism. They gave me constructive criticism, and with their suggestions, I adapted some more strategies according to the level of the students, learning level of the students. I did, and most of the times I pair work and picture interaction. Picture interaction worked well with me because, as we know, picture speaks more than words. So if we give one picture and ask them to elicit their responses, express their responses, how many characters are there in the picture, what are they doing, what is the color of the picture, what is the picture about, what do you think? They came up with different answers in their own way, with some mistakes, of course. And pair work giving some topic, student A, student B, at the market, at the railway station, how do you converse? When you want to inquire about your train, what would you do? So pair work and giving directions to the railway station, bus stop, to once how do you come to school? One student asked, how do you start? How do you come to school? Take and walk 100 meters straight, and then take left, take right. There is a landmark, Kirana shop, Raja Kirana is there, very close to there. Like this, they try to give directions. So,
sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt you, but okay. That means you mean to say that you had developed the language functions, the knowledge of language functions among the children, right?
Okay.
So, in what way this action research has benefited you? That means what did you gain?
Okay, this enrich my professional skills, enriched my professional skills and interpersonal skills, and I came to know what are my strengths and weaknesses while teaching, and I observed myself. What are the strategies and what are the techniques to be used in future according to the level of the students? And I would thank, and I one more thing, I don't want to stop here. I want to continue my research to all the students 6th to 10th class with new techniques and new strategies, new tools. And once again, I thank ELTA fraternity, Richard Smith and Hornby Project, and everyone, organizers, mentors, and delegates, and my mentor, super mentor, Mamta Sadhu, my mentor, Roja Rani ma'am, for placing me in this international platform. I am thankful to my mentor and presenters for patient listening. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Sandhya ma'am, and I wish you all the best for the future endeavors. And it's very nice to know that as a teacher researcher, you have got.
And in the breakout rooms also, I shared many things, and many teachers shared their experiences with me. I learned many things from them. Thank you. Thanks for them.
So nice of you, ma'am, to share this, and thank you for listening this to all these wonderful things. And now I invite Anuradha ma'am to come up with her reflections. Ma'am, we would be glad if you could share your experience of doing this action research and also this attending and presenting at the conference, please.
Thank you, Roja ma'am. Actually, first of all, I should thank this IATEFL International Conference delegates and all Richard sir and all the super mentors and mentors. We teachers of Telangana have got a good exposure to know more about ourselves through this project, ma'am. So earlier we know that what are the difficulties in our classroom, but how to overcome these difficulties. And earlier we used to plan only 2 to 3 strategies, and we used to confine only to that extent. But this action research made us to brainstorm ourselves more and think more and more strategies. If I go for this strategy, it will be helpful for this kind of children. If I go for this strategy, it will be helpful for low proficient children. So my planning strategies have been expanded. Earlier it was only confined to some extent, ma'am. Through this project I explored myself more, and I want to thank ELTA and IAFTL Hornby project delegates that I have been experienced not only in terms of knowledge but motivation. So, sir, I should thank from this platform that our super mentors frequently used to conduct meetings that were very, very helpful. Initially, we had the phobia that how to explain the concepts, how to evoke our perceptions, how to discuss these problems. We don't have any platform to share. Now, while these ELTA sessions were going on, midterm projects,
Sorry.
or now these sessions to made us to know about the different techniques, what this teacher is using, this technique, this teacher is using this technique. So we have come to know more techniques, and we are practically able to success to some extent. I can't say
Yeah, thank
100%.
you.
It takes
Thank you.
time.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah, yes,
Radha ma'am,
ma'am.
but it's really nice. It's really nice that the sharing of that you say that whatever the techniques which we apply for the students, the brain cut storming, yes, that definitely has been initiated among the teachers also during this action research project. I really wish you all the best, and only because of the constraint, I'm stop. I think I have interrupted you. Sorry. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
and I wish you all the best. And
Thank
now,
you, ma'am.
yeah, I would be glad if Boin Anita ma'am, could you please share your experience? But please be brief. That's because of time constraint. Sorry to say this, but we would be glad to hear from you. Ma'am, you please unmute yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I would like to say that with the help of this research, I could say that our English fraternity family has become a large. So I could meet many teachers from different various places. So it has become a common platform. We are living, the whole world has come to our school. I feel that because we are exchanging ideas, and our platform has become our family has become a large family. Now, the other thing is I could share the strategies from learn and share my strategies give from with the help of other teachers. And the other thing is earlier I did not maintain any record, though I used these techniques. I did not maintain any record earlier. So since for the past 1 year, what I'm doing is when I'm maintaining the record, the children are very enthusiastic. So they are so excited that man is doing something. So let us give our best. So there is a competition that is going on in the classroom, that they should face the camera and they should perform it. So in this way, there is a tug of war going on in my classroom, during my classroom. So the ambience of this learning experience is improving in my classroom. So this made me more responsible, and now I have to think more permutation and combination. What things should I do tomorrow when I go to school tomorrow? How should I teach this lesson, and what are the things I should introduce? So it is like a boost to me. So this I think I should continue my research again. This process should not end, so that we will be active and make our children active. And I think I'll be successful in making my English classroom lively. So this research has helped me like this, madam.
Thank you. Thank you, Anita ma'am, to hear the two things. Actually, our teacher researchers are saying that one of them are saying that this actually is saying that this action research has promoted the motivate. That means motivated them to learn more as a teacher. And whatever you said is that it has made the teacher to become responsible. Yes, I do really agree with you and appreciate that idea. And Anuradha ma'am was saying that yes, we are made to be more obliged and more committed to our profession. Yes. So thank you all once again. And now for hearing these such kind of sharing such kind of experiences. And now I would be glad to know Mr. Narendra Rodala. So would you like to share your experience of doing this action research and presentation at this conference, please?
Thank you, ma'am.
And also the experience you gained, the facts you learned during the interaction with the other delegates over here, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Really, it's a wonderful program.
Narendra sir,
saying
please
is
unmute yourself. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, ma'am. It is audible, ma'am?
You are audible, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Here, I learned so many things, ma'am. While I am doing this research, previously I am the teacher. Now, after research, I am the learner along with my students. This I gained, ma'am.
Yes.
Here, one saying is there in my native area. Teacher is always a learner. Teacher is always a learner means I didn't understand previous this research. Now I understood that always when we learned things from these platforms, we can make and we make so many things very fruitful manner to our children. Really, it's a hard situation in like a rural areas in India. As a second language, we are teaching English, so it is very difficult. The impact of native language more. So these type of platforms give us encouragement, and this platform give a direct interaction between the native speakers. I am very happy, and I learned here so many things. That strategies are collaborative reading, question and answer method. Here, these are the I used before this action research. I maintained the 45 minutes in my classroom. It is different way. Now, after this completion of this action research, I utilized these 45 minutes in a fantastic and scientific manner.
Oh, thank you. Thank you to hear this.
I learned so many things. And in the room, 3 persons visited my room, and they encouraged me a lot, and they appreciated my work. And really, it is a great, what do you say? I can't say. It is a very, my heart with full of happy, and my mind with full of tension on this platform. So once again, ma'am, Roja ma'am, you gave me this chance to show my knowledge. And on this platform, my heartful namaskaram to you, ma'am, and especially the Richard sir. You made wonderful, sir. In my work in literature, I learned one. I hear one Vasudaika Kutumbamu. The universe is one family. Now I saw the different one visitor from Bangladesh, one from London. So it's a fantastic mode of platform, sir. Please continue this type of projects and encourage us like like me type of teachers. It most boost to my professional. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Narendra sir. It's really amazing to hear the experiences of yours. And yes, a teacher is a continuous learner, and we, the teachers, should be the continuous learners and strive for the professional development, working at the needs of the children. Yes, and I really take this opportunity to thank Mr. Smith, the organizer, and also the Ashley and our moderator Ernesto, and all the delegates over here for giving all of us this kind of wonderful opportunity, wherein I have learned many things from you and from others, and we are sharing our experiences. Thanks a lot, all of you. And sir, may I continue, and may I invite others' opinion, please?
Yes, well, thank you very much. We have just run out of time.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations to all of the presenters. Congratulations to you, Roja. They say that behind great presenters, great teachers, there's always a great mentor. You have done an extraordinary work. Thank you for sharing it today with us. And now I just want to, well, first of all, I have just shared the link for the certificates of attendance in the chat box. I'm going to share now the link for the next session, which is going to feature teachers from Argentina and Nepal in 5 more minutes. And well, that's basically it. Thank you and congratulations. And
thank you, Mr. Sorry.
Yes. And
thank you, Mr. Ernesto. And I would like to take a minute to thank Mr. Richard Smith to give this opportunity to all of us, and also the delegates to encourage us. Thanks a lot, and thank you for all my teacher trainers, actually, teacher researchers, because without their cooperation, this would not have been possible. Thank you, my dear friends, for making me and facilitating me to learn many new things from you. Thank you, sir, once again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Roja. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
See you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.